morning, welcome back to the program. I just got a refresh of hot coffee, courtesy of Rocky Mountain Roastery right there in downtown Fraser next door to Murdoch's. Definitely check those guys out because they have free Wi-Fi and reservable meeting space, so that's huge, along with some beautiful outdoor seating this fall, and a lot more than just coffee. They got a lot of good food and fresh baked Colorado, what have you. So Rocky Mountain Roastery, downtown Fraser.
Love their smoothies after a hike, I can tell you that much.
There you go. You got a lot of great things going on at Rocky Mountain Roastery. They're open all afternoon, and I love popping in there for a little coffee happy hour or smoothie or whatever else they might be pouring. So you've been fishing a little, huh?
A little bit, but I don't ever catch anything.
What do you are you a fly fisher, or do you do just?
I try to fly fish.
Okay, I've only ever fished with spinners and stuff. I'll catch a few fish here and there, but every time I want to get into fly fishing, it just seems like it's a whole nother world.
It is.
Of both knowledge and gear.
Which I know neither of, but
okay. So you're not tying each little fly individually, and that's whatever, knowing what flies bite in what day, or because it's a eclipse, whatever it might be. Yeah, exactly.
Should have gone out this morning.
Yeah. So school's back in session, and what's one of the main roles of your job? What you're superintendent. So what does that even mean?
Well, wear a lot of hats, but one of the big things is overseeing a budget.
A lot of dollars and cents, and you're a juggler, man. You got a lot of things to juggle to keep everyone as happy as you can possibly keep them. Right.
Well, yeah, that's part of the issue is trying to, about over 80% of our budget goes to salaries. And
80% goes to salaries. Okay.
So if you think of all the other things we do with textbooks or with Chromebooks or technology or all that, 80% of our overall budget goes to salaries. So juggling that is not necessarily tough because it's pretty limiting, but trying to make salaries work for Grand County and the cost of living up here is pretty difficult.
Yep, it's an endless challenge. So budget-wise, we were just talking about something in the break, and I've already forgotten now that we're going to bring up.
How we're funded.
Huh? How we're funded was part one. Yeah.
Staffing.
Right.
Yeah.
Staffing.
Getting the staffing coming in. So are we fully staffed?
We are not yet. We're looking for a couple of positions, one certified position, licensed position, which is a social worker in the middle and high school.
Okay.
And then we are perpetually looking for paraprofessionals, what we call classified positions, food service, bus drivers, even custodians. We just have a very high turnover in those areas. And again,
is a lot of that due to the cost of living up here and challenges?
Cost of living, and we know we don't pay much, and that's again trying to work that balance. So
it's the seasonal world we live in up here, and it's a lot of industries, including education, and it's just an endless challenge because a lot of people find it not sustainable, and so then they move on, and then you're back to replacing and going through the interview process.
Exactly. Yeah, and so that part's a little bit tough, but it's part. You're right. It's part of the area we live in, and we're not unique to having to find those.
And you came from Hugo.
Yes.
So is this a challenge? How does our pay up here going to relate to a less touristy area or more year-round, economy, that kind of thing?
So for teachers, they did a study a year ago, and our average teacher pay is right around $45,000. Now, most of our teachers have masters, and we pay for that level of education.
You say most of the teachers have masters?
Yes.
So there's a great, well-educated staff up here.
Yeah, very much so. And so we have a pretty average salary of about $45,000, but the cost of living is somewhere between $52,000 and $54,000 on average. So they're $7,000 to $9,000 less than cost of living for an average salary. So that even our average teacher isn't making what cost of living is. And then when we get to our classified, like I said, the bus drivers, paraprofessionals, I mean, it's embarrassing what we pay them, but to bump that up means we got to take it from somewhere else. And so they're paid anywhere in the range of $12 to $14, $15 an hour for 9 months. It's not even a 12-month contract.
Think about that, because they're not the teachers. I guess everyone's on a 9-month contract.
Yeah, realistically, the teachers are too.
Depending on how they're paid out, but
we pay over 12 months. We pay everybody over 12 months.
Oh, so everyone's paid over 12 months.
They get a consistent check, but
so if you're not a good budgeter, it keeps you with some income coming in every month. You're not left in July wondering, shoot, I don't have anything for
exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's a piece of it, and it's kind of ironic because unless we go to the voters for a mill levy, we're stuck in how much money we can raise.
When you say an average salary of $45,000, is that consistent with all districts across the state,
No.
or is that something where, what are some factors that might drive that?
Colorado's unique in that they have total local control over salaries. So every district really determines their own salaries based on the amount of money they collect.
Is this, part you, part the school board, part, who's they?
A combination of everybody. We actually have a collaborative problem-solving team that we meet once a month and really start looking at, here's the money we're looking at, here's what we can afford to do in terms of raises, in terms of base, in terms of paying our classified staff. And I think for the most part, we do the very best we can, and we certainly have a board, and I think the general overall feeling is we know where we're at salary-wise, and we know we need to increase it. We've just got to find out how to make that happen. What can we take from other areas to do that, or how can we go out and get some extra money?
All right. Well said. And we're going to take a quick break again. Right. And when we come back, we'll talk a little more about what's in store for us in the future, and how we can attract teachers and keep the education growing here,
right,
from quality standpoint. So once again, we're hanging out with Frank Reeves, East Grand School District Superintendent, and we're thrilled to have you. You're definitely very well thought of locally, and it's been great to hear in the first year. So we'll be back in a moment.
It's cordial.